It's like when I don't have someone to control me, that is why I entered the job. I started from 13 years old, but now I'm 20 years old.
No drugs wey I no dey take o, may God forgive me, but the most one wey I dey take pass na kolos. Just comot me for that kolos because I don turn kolos to wife. If I no see kolos like this, I no fit sleep, I no go fit eat.
I'm taking ice, one drugs like this. People advise me I no agree, but me I deserve myself. I say I no go do am again, but I dey take am small because they tell me say if I no take am small I no fit leave am. If I say I go leave am one day, I go get problem, even mad, even die, I fit die.
We need the parents to be intentional, to go back to parenting, you know, not like probably when you and I were growing up, the kind of attention we get from our parents, attention not in terms of provision of luxury, but in terms of knowing what is happening in our lives.
Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, a place of power, prestige, and promises. But beyond the glamour, hidden in the shadows, lies a reality too many choose to ignore. In the heart of the FCT, young lives are silently slipping away, victims of drug abuse and trapped in the circle of prostitution and survival. Organizations like MICAT and Wordclef have taken up the fight, advocating, rescuing, and rehabilitating, but the battle is far from over. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency isn't folding its arms either. With renewed energy, they are cracking down on traffickers and offering hope to victims. But this fight isn't just for the government or the NGOs, it's for all of us. Because when one youth is lost, a generation suffers.
There is one leaf that call colors. I dey sell am, but I still dey fear to sell because during the for this Salah, one boy take it and he died. At that moment, he take the colors, he died there. Because I don't take them. If you take that colors, you go to say, if I take them now, if I take them, what make me stop them? If I take them, you go to show me police, drug, they come. And nothing they happen. I go to remember things when you no get head at all. That is why I'm only selling it and I'll not take them. And if person mistakenly give me share, I go use something design now.
The most commonly abused illicit substance in Nigeria, whether you talk of FCT, Lagos, or wherever, actually is cannabis. Those aged 15 and 64 who abused illicit substances the past year, that puts the figure of Nigerians in that bracket at 14.3 million Nigerians. And out of that 14.3 million Nigerians, 10.6 million of them alone abused cannabis. So that makes cannabis the most commonly abused illicit substance in Nigeria across the country. And then next to that is the opioids. The opioids that are talking of codeine syrup, codeine-based syrup, which actually, the opioids are meant to treat certain ailments or pains. But unfortunately, our young people have converted that into substances of abuse, and that top of that is the codeine-based syrup, tramadol, and rofinol, and what have you. The last year alone, we seized more than 200 million pills of tramadol alone at the ports. So, and if you look at all of them, that volume, that huge volume, they are far and above the medically allowed milligram mg, and they are usually, the least is 150 mg, but usually the majority of that volume is 200, 250, 300 milligram. When you talk substance use, they are more prevalent in the rural communities where they think these things give them power to do some difficult jobs, some hard labors and all what have you. But then when you look at the metropolis within the city, they are usually people that use them for as social drugs, party drugs. So that what I'm saying in essence is for those that are into prostitution, all of these things, because there is a nexus between drug use and some of these social vices, including prostitution itself. So there is a nexus. They depend on these illicit substances to be able to do, because how would a normal human being want to make your body available for 5-10 men in a day? That's not normal. So they need to take these things to alter their mind, their rational thinking, because these substances are called mind-altering substances. So they need to take these illicit substances to be able to knob the humanity in them. Not only women also are involved in, they're even now involved in trafficking. I mean, recently there was a lady that were arrested who was going to Iran with more than 100 wraps of cocaine, some in her handbag, some in her private part, and she swallowed some. So those are things that you would never expect some years ago, but then it is what it is. People, like I said, due to a lot of factors, get desperate. But then when you talk of ratio, men are still far more, that's the male, are still far more into either the abuse or the trafficking or dealing of illicit substances. But then both sides have their own fair share of these figures, of the statistics.
It's not just girls, women, married women, they are into drugs. And when you ask, when you find out sincerely, you say that they have problems, they have domestic violence issues, their businesses have collapsed. I have a particular woman who goes around. Do you know where she goes to? She goes to the mechanics. She sits there and you think she's repairing her car, but no, she's just having a good time with herself. These days, you see a lot of delivery vans, especially for parents who are so religious, in quotes. My pikin, they go out, they join bad gangs. But lo and behold, do you know who collect those drugs for them? The gate men, the security men, the drivers. They just come in packs like food. And most of the times, these days, we have busted a lot of young children who had to, who went to parties and came back drugged. They never knew what they took. So drug use, for me, drug and pornography is an in thing now. Have young girls who have gone so attached to, they fell in love with drug users, so now they themselves are into drug. So drug use is a very common thing these days, especially in the FCT. I can testify of that.
So that's why some of these people, beyond those that we categorize as dealing in these substances or trafficking in it, some of these people are taken for rehabilitation because they really need to go through some therapy.
I'm a model before. I worked House of Tara, Zaro, but I have one of problem. My friend introduced me to this crack issue, so I lose many opportunities because of this. But a lot of people on street and all those girls and guys, some they used to stealing, some they used to kill, all those girls they used to street on the street collecting all the small changes. Please, we need a help.
I would want to say, without minusing words, that it's a sorry state. and this is largely because of a couple of factors. You realize that living in Nigeria is not a child's play, and Abuja in particular is not a child's play. So those things, there are a lot of factors we call the push and the pull factor. There are factors that push people into prostitution, like economic hardship, lack of values. You agree with that our values have eroded. Societal pressure, the pressure to get rich quickly and all that. So those are some of the factors that push people into prostitution. And if you look around, you realize that these things are very high. You know that the economy is biting on everybody. Even people who work 8 to 9 are struggling to make ends meet. Talk more people who do not really have anything aside the option of going into prostitution. So it's really, really very high. And then also with the pull factor, they are the people who are into prostitution, the way they live their lifestyles and all that, living a life that is attractive for other people who do not want to live a life. So those are some of the factors that also attract them. Yeah, so I want to say, without mising words, like I said, that it's really, really very, very hard.
It's a global challenge, and there are international cartels behind drug trafficking and drug dealing. Nigeria just has its own share of this, and that's why there is a global effort. There is a synergy among nations of the world to be able to respond to this challenge, to curb it. But then the good thing is, for us in Nigeria, we've been very, very ferocious in our offensives against the cartels. I can tell you that for free that we've not taken it lightly with them. We've been all out against them to ensure that, and that's why in the last 53 months we've had more than 66,000 arrests of individuals involved in this criminal trade. And apart from that, we've made more than 11 million kilograms. That's seized more than 11 million. You know what? 11 million kilograms of assorted illicit drugs. That's huge. That's huge. Probably one of the highest in the world. And beyond that, again, to also ensure that there is deterrence. So we've gone all out to ensure that those involved also pay the prices for their criminal activities, and that's why we take them to court, prosecute them, and within the same period we've had more than 11,000 convictions, individuals convicted, including the barons themselves.
So those people arrested me 2017 on November 10. So when they took me go Gudu here, they warned me, say we was arrest you 211, we still arrested you 213, so that this 217 will enter. You can't go anywhere. You must go and serve them. These people jailed me 4 years calendar and 8 months. And I never served 2 years for Kuje prison. They now moved me from Kuje prison to Zamfara State. And they pack almost 150 something inmates. We went there, we see the kind of food that they are eating there. If you see the water alone that they are using cooking food, our drinking water, if you see yourself, you know you use and wash, you know you use and bath yourself. And I have been passing many difficult things there because of drug. But I still thank God, because now, what I have done before, I can't repeat it. That is why I want to try to advise people, especially our youths and girls, let them go and sit and think well.
But then again, just as we are targeting, just as we are being ferocious with the drug supply reduction, which is the aspect of our work, the enforcement aspect of our work to cut access and availability of these drugs, we also not are mindful of the fact that there are people that are victims of circumstances. There are quite a lot of factors, predisposing factors, causative factors beyond their control. That's those abusing these illicit substances. That's why we also do a lot of work. We are also very passionate and committed to demand reduction activities, that is through sensitization, through awareness creation, through campaigns across the country, working with faith-based organizations, community-based organizations, non-governmental organizations, and individuals to ensure that people are well aware or are made aware of the dangers of abusing these illicit substances, so that they can take informed decisions when they are confronted with the temptation of going into substance abuse.
We partner with NDLEA. Recently in Niger State, there was a stakeholders engagement through the network of civil society against child trafficking, abuse, and labor. We actually trains the law enforcement officers on its thematic issues. In fact, the police has had one of the biggest referrals. Recently, police referred 2 young boys who are migrants for the police to know that, well, these boys need sheltering, and they contacted us. It's a very good thing. We have a lot of victims that have been rescued by the police, and especially those the gender desk officers, the police that we have trained. That training was for their school counselors, for the victims themselves, for lawyers, for doctors, for social workers, for workplace staff, and religious organizations. So it was a very beautiful thing, staying under one roof and understanding, listening to the stories of the victims' life.
The stigma around religious organization working with women who have lived the life of prostitution. We work with them. We work with religious bodies. We work with law enforcement and all that. You also know that the kind of training the law enforcement have. It's not the kind of training where they are trained to have soft spot for people. They are trained very tough. So most of it's very difficult for them to be empathic. We've seen situations where these girls are rescued and brought back to the country, and instead of law enforcement empathizing with them, they also further stigmatize them. So one of the things we've been able to do is to also train law enforcement on trauma-informed interviews, trauma-informed response, and then also been able to hold religious gatherings for both faiths, the Christian and the Muslim, on how to respond to victims of human trafficking, putting trauma in front. So trauma-informed response to victims of human trafficking. We've also been able to put together conferences. We hold this national conference every year, where we bring together religious leaders from both faith, Christian and Muslim faith, to also share with them the plight of victims of human trafficking. This we do to just stir up emotions, stir up empathy, and also help them see that these people are also, should I say, in Christian palace, the lost sheep that needs to be saved. Yes, so these are some of the things we are able to do.
So we have our parameters to actually determine that in a situation where we go out on a raid operation, we arrest, mass arrest, then by the time we bring them to the office, they are properly documented, profiled to see who needs treatment as against those who need prosecution, those who are supposed to be prosecuted. And again, apart from raising awareness to aimed at preventing people from going into substance abuse, we have also put in place measures, systems to ensure that those that are already abusing illicit substances, they have opportunities to get rehabilitated through treatment and counseling centers. We have 30 of them across the country, and we are adding 7 more before the end of this year. In addition to that, we are also conscious of the fact that these people, because of the culture of stigma, a number of them may not be able to go into a physical rehab facility. We also set up a call center which anybody can access from the comfort of their homes across the country, and that is to bridge the gap between those that need help, afraid of stigma of being judged, and the needed help. At the center, we have counselors, clinical psychologists, psychotherapists, and psychiatric doctors that attend to them online. That's on our toll-free helpline 0800 1020 3040. So anybody can call that line. It's toll-free helpline. Then we've also made the service language sensitive in the way that people in the communities, if they cannot speak English or Pidgin, they can access the service through any of the 3 major Nigerian languages outside Yoruba, Igbo. So that's so those are some of the things we put in place to ensure that people to create a parity between our drug supply reduction and our drug demand reduction activities.
We spoke to those who live it, some victims, some fighters, all searching for a way out.
It's not my fault, oh. Like, I don't used to be like this. It's because I've lost my mom since I'm 1 year old. My dad did not have my time. I don't have anybody. I don't have any family. I started from 13 years old, but now I'm 20 years old. I started feeding myself from 18 years old because I don't have any family. I live with my friend here. Yes, I take Canada loud, but it's not like where I wish to take it. It's because I don't want to be thinking otherwise. That is why I take. So whatever you people can do for me. I was living with some guys here. Sometimes I'll go with them and go and live with another person. I don't stay one place. So whatever you people can do for me, maybe help or anything, Sha.
From my experience working with women who have lived the life of prostitution, they have to take drugs to be able to keep up with their clients. So oftentimes there's that thin line between abusing the drugs and then abusing the drugs. So oftentimes you find them taking these drugs without prescription from any doctor, taking these drugs to stay awake or stay strong to be able to attend to their clients. So yes, it's a huge problem for women who are living in the life of prostitution. We also run rehabilitation and reintegration services. Under the rehabilitation services, we have skills development where people who have gone through the horrors of human trafficking or women who have lived the life in prostitution are offered an opportunity to learn skills in media, in tailoring, tailoring of fashion design, in catering, in hairdressing, in bead making, and a lot of that. And then also, they are also offered an opportunity to go back to school for those who want to go back to school. I think when we first started, our organization was the first that offered complete education to survivors of human trafficking and women who have lived a life of prostitution. And then also, we offer them medical support services. We offer them psychosocial support where we get mental health counselors to come and attend to them. We speak with counselors every week and also have their mental health also balanced or restored. And then also we do reintegration activities where we reintegrate them back to their communities of origin, or we reintegrate them back to communities of their desire. Usually that is basically their choice, because some of the victims some of the survivors we've worked with in the past, we have noticed that their families are their traffickers. So for that kind of person, it will be dangerous to send the person back to their families. So we allow them make the choice of where they want to settle. And then lastly, we do a lot of capacity and competence building because we know that trafficking keeps evolving, and the dynamics that push people to prostitution also keeps changing. So we also try as much as we can to train, build the capacity of stakeholders so that they can also have the capacity to handle some of these issues.
It has been 9 years now, and it's due to the friends that I used to roll with, and due to some things that maybe say they pay me well. Some things maybe say if I start to think like this, I don't know what if it cure, but if I take the drug, I don't go think about it again. Now all this kind of thing cause am. Those things still do, maybe say solve the problem, no solve the problem, but at least I will just come out from my mind for the main time. I ain't be the thing. You see, no drugs wey I no dey take o, make God forgive me, but the most one wey I dey take pass na colos. I like colos make God just comot me for that colos, because I don turn colos to wife. If I no see colos like this, I no fit sleep, I no go fit eat. That colos na big wahala o. Na problem for person life. I swear, make God help me, make he comot am for my life. Colos wey I dey take na for street I dey sell. Na for street, for igboro, like if I go club, so outside the club some boys dey there wey be say dem go come sell market for there, so na there I dey collect my colos. Yes, I don try stop to dey take am, because if I don even try am for like 2 months wey be say I no take am, and if I no take am, no be say I no dey okay, I dey okay, I dey live fine, I dey even sleep normal, but sometimes like this I no go get myself for midnight. Na the midnight be the problem, because midnight if I wan sleep like that, I no go see sleep na until I smoke am I go come sleep. Na wetin cause am be that. E don affect my life, no be small thing o. E don affect my life, and e don even affect my family sef, because if no be say the drugs say person dey, if no be say I dey do the drugs, some of my brothers sef wey dey copy me, dem no go wan do am. And I even thank God say my junior brother I don stop am, but me e don condemn me wey be say I even do operation sef. I do operation wey be say na hernia I do, na im be this for here, e never heal finish. Wetin make am open be say like this, I go use am work for factory, because na factory work I dey do. The doctor don say me I no use am do power work, but as I no see money wey I go take chop, wey be say 2 months 3 months don dey enter, and the thing never heal finish, I just say me I go try use am do hard work. Na im the thing come pay, and now I still dey treat am again. I don buy another drug today, like this 7.5, na im I buy this morning. So the doctor sef still help me. I go still go meet the doctor sef make he help me treat am.
And if we choose to listen, maybe, just maybe, we can turn the tide. Subscribe to Nkeyin TV to hear more real stories from real people. Share this video, someone out there needs to hear it. We are not just telling stories, we are writing them. This is our discovery for today. See you next time.